So during my nightly stream of Silk Song, it comes to my attention, and I didn't think that this was real. Like maybe you guys got some information wrong. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, $30. Price hike of 50% from the already pretty high 20. Getting 12 to 15, maybe even 18's a push. That was kind of the place this deserved to be in. $30. Oh, but we're adding more stuff. Some Ubisoft things. You get old games from other places thrown into the mix. Old stuff that's not selling. Let's add that to the library so that we can say we gave you more games. Oh, well, look at all the, 75 day one games you get. Well, except that today, day one isn't what day one should mean. Some gaming lawyer has not taken you to court over this, but giving access for the deluxe edition of games beyond day one, play 2 days early, then what's day one? Come on now. What is that? When I look at these benefits, I'm seeing a lot of things that are just for PC players. And that really illustrates that Microsoft wants out of the gaming space. And I've been saying that for a while now, haven't I? But no one really believed me. Microsoft has been considerably behind Sony in the console race. They've lost the war, they're on their way out, and they're looking for some kind of weird save-face way to do this. Recently, you got rid of the gear shop. You can't even buy Xbox merch from Xbox anymore. What are we doing? Are we going to outsource things to Fanatics like WWE did? You closed video on demand. Now, it's okay because PlayStation lost their store also. Well, I think with Xbox that anything you could have had to add revenue or features doesn't mean you have to keep up with the industry standard. That's one of the way these companies like to spin stuff. All of this stuff is spinning. Oh, well, keep up with industry standards, we're now going to close accounts that you haven't logged into within 2 weeks. Or things like this will happen. I've seen this sort of thing with Google. Oh, well, now it's an update of price. No, we're not raising prices. We're updating prices in certain territories. Whoa, the price will update, guys. What does that mean? It means we're cranking the price up is what it means. The games that come out, AAA first-party titles for Xbox, are available elsewhere. The Xbox is the worst place to play it on. They've just cranked the price up on a 5-year-old game console. Back in my day, when a game console was 5 years old, they had to about give that shit away. Hey, you know what? Take it and 5 games with it. Go ahead, get it out of here. It's taking up space on the shelf. What are we doing? How is anyone complaining about game console sales when the hardware's 5 years old? The only console anyone has any business getting in 2025 would be a Switch 2. And dressing up a gaming PC handheld tablet, branding it Xbox, is that going to count towards Xbox? It even says your PC games. It's not an Xbox, but it says Xbox. We had this big campaign calling your damn toaster an Xbox. And here's something that we make that has an Xbox on it. Well, we don't make, but we went halvesies in, even though we're $1 trillion company and somehow can't launch our own handheld device. Not an Xbox. So if you like shooting stuff and spamming A in menus, Xbox is for you. And I say this as somebody that was ride or die with Xbox for 23 years. My only home gaming console since the Xbox came out. I got my Xbox, I already had a PS2. I had a launch day PS2. And I didn't even play most of the games that would go on to have this legendary stats. Probably used it as a DVD player mostly. I mean, yeah, there were some early games on there. But when I saw stuff like Halo Combat Evolved, and then in 2003 actually got an Xbox for $150 and it came with a bunch of games. And then in March I picked up Halo and I was like, why is this game still full price? And the guy at Walmart's like, because it's Halo. And then I became a believer and I was just ride or die with Xbox. And for a time, it looked like we had a good case. Everybody I ran into seemed to have an Xbox. In my state, they were popular at least. But now it is like Microsoft doesn't care about us. New features for Game Pass Ultimate if you have a PC. So then why does this even exist? Because now you're missing out if you have an Xbox, right? You have to get Ultimate to get the day one access, but you also don't get half the games. And what you do have plays better on a PC. Because we like to put a bunch of broke shit out on Game Pass. Now, there are indie games that I discovered thanks to Game Pass. Looking at you, Undertale. And maybe I wouldn't have actually ponied up the money to buy these games if I had to. So an indie version of Game Pass could work. What if you had, why not an indie version of Game Pass that allowed you to play on all the devices? You could play your Undertale on your Xbox. You could play your Undertale on the Switch 2. You could play your Undertale on your PS5. I would rather see that than AAA games that take forever and have all the same game mechanics. You sit through the tutorial that you've seen 1,000 times and all the buttons do the stuff you expect. And it's just the most mundane, passable experience. But hey, it looks kind of good and the voice acting is nice. Last I checked on the matter, it seems as though so many gamers are trying to cancel their Game Pass subscription, it's closing down the site. And this doesn't even take into consideration the changes elsewhere at Microsoft, right? Just today. Oh, you can't redeem your Microsoft rewards for Game Pass anymore. Well, okay, that's going to make it a little harder to get Game Pass. Oh, surprise, we raised the price of Game Pass, so now it's impossible to get it for free. And by free, I mean you do the daily activities, you search on Bing, because you could play Xbox for free by using Bing. You didn't get anything from PlayStation for using Google. Shit, you don't go to Yahoo and get free Nintendo. And Microsoft will tell you that Game Pass was a winner, that it was profitable. Then why is the price going up? Why did you jump through some kind of hoops to try to justify a price hike? Oh, well, it's Trump tariffs. We can always go back and somehow blame somebody else for all the stuff, right? Doesn't matter if the price gets raised in the UK, and hell, Xbox domestic product, supposedly, right? Except you're making all the stuff in China. At $30 a month, Game Pass Ultimate now is looking like a very expensive way to play games that you don't own. And it's making $70 and $80 games for the Nintendo Switch 2 that are actually fully on the card kind of look like a value. This machine plays games that you own, which may very well go up in value, and this machine, well, it got a price increase after being on the market for 5 years. Phil Spencer must be in charge of Xbox sunsetting, because I'm not seeing success here. This isn't supposed to be Sega. We're struggling, and we have to get out of the console war and go multi-plat. Except that's kind of what they're doing.
Hey, it's Vaughn's mom again, so I just wanted to remind you that instead of buying Vaughn's weird pictures online in various states of undress, you can just bookmark his Amazon affiliate link, and then when you shop Throw It on Amazon, he gets a few pennies here and there.